us start with the observing of 5 precepts.
So, page 4.
Yeah. Page 4 in the red book.
Page 4 is there?
Yeah, the Namo Tassa
Is on page 14.
Yeah, it is there in page 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can read page 2 actually. Can you see page 2? Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Did you see that? Yeah, somewhere in the middle of the page, actually not at the beginning. Okay. Let us try to read it, and hopefully we will also read the meaning later. Okay. So please say this one after me maybe, so you can find it easier then. Namo Tassa
Namo Tassa
Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Can we recite together now? Okay. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi. Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi. Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi. Duteyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi. Duteyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi. Duteyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi. Tateyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi. Tateyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi. Tateyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi. Okay, let us go to the next page. This is where we have the actual 5 precepts. Okay, maybe you can repeat after me. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Adinādana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Kāmesu Micchāchārā Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Surameraya Majjapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us read the meaning. Homage to the Supreme One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time, I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time, I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time, I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time, I go to the Sangha for refuge. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Now we go to page number 14. Yes.
14.
Page number 14. This is called Homage to the Triple Chin or Tiratana Vandana. Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho. Vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavido. Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarate sattva deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swanghato bhagavata dhammo samvedhiko akaliko ehipassiko panaiko Paccattam veditambo vinyuhiti Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho yadidam chattari purisa yugani adha purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakhetam lokasati sadhu sadhu sadhu. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the worlds, supreme trainer of persons to be trained, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of right conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the four pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Hello everyone. Good evening to all of you. I hope you didn't have much difficulty in pronouncing Pali, or did you? Yeah, hopefully if you keep repeating it for some time, it will be very helpful to you to get some practice. So today the topic I was given was impermanence in Buddhism. I think the topic that many people don't want to talk about that much, right? So if I ask you, do you want to be a little baby, or do you prefer to be a young person, or do you want to be a middle-aged person? Which one is your preferred one? Little small baby, or a younger, or good-looking, stronger, healthy? Which one is your favorite?
There's no preference.
No, not preference. Okay. If there is any choice,
Young person.
young person. Okay. Not the little baby. Yes. But can we do that? Yeah, so people try, right? When you are younger, when you are good looking, when you are strong, healthy, it is so much better, right? Very, very nice. We all can feel like when we were young, so we had really good memories. But then in looking back, we have come a long way. So even the young people, actually, they would think, well, if I was still a little baby, I would have still like, some people still like it. And to be little baby, like very innocent, very pure and sublime, it's amazing too. Some of those wonderful, wonderful memories of our little time is really nice. Um, but things change. That is the nature, right? The world has changed in so many different ways. If you think of your own life, if you go back to your own life, you have seen, you have changed a lot. When you go in front of the mirror, you can see you have changed a lot over time. How much we have changed. So by thinking, we can see, if you are an elderly person, you can see the gray hair, you can see the wrinkles, you can see the tooth problem, you can see many issues of ourselves, which we really don't like that much, but it happens. So that is why Prince Siddhartha, he one day he went out of his palace and he saw this actually. He was so overwhelmed with so many wonderful comforts in his life. He was so full of comforts. He had three palaces, one for the summer, one for the winter, and one for the rainy season. He had very comfortable, and a lot of young girls were there to make him happy, and they were dancers. They were like, everyone was there to make him happy. But one day when he went out of the palace, while walking, going his way to the royal park, he saw someone whom he has never seen, like a very old person. The old person made him so shocked. Why is he so different? Why is he so a lot of wrinkles, and his body also is not straight? And why is that? He asked his charioteer, Channa. Channa said, this is very natural. We cannot we cannot change. Every one of us is subject to old age, whether you like it or not. No matter how much you try to camouflage it, no matter how many like medicine or vitamin or how much you do, it doesn't really make any change. You can't really change this getting old. So he was little sad. He went back to his um, palace and he was not happy like before. And then another day when he went, he saw a sick person, a very sick person, someone who was really weak and really full of suffering. And then he asked again his only company, the charioteer, his driver. He has asked what happened to him. Oh, this person is suffering from some sickness. What is sickness? Why is that? Is it happening to all of us? Yes. Whether you like it or not, it could happen. It could happen to your loved ones, your beloved parents, maybe, your beloved husband, wife, children, siblings, or anyone whom you really love in your life. No one will be spared, including ourselves. This is the truth. So this cannot be changed. This can really happen to many of us. So again, he didn't want to go to the royal park to entertain that day. He went back to the palace. Again, little bit not so happy. The third day, when he went, he saw somebody pass away, and a lot of people surround around that body. They were like weeping and crying and wailing, and they were so sad. And what happened to this person? Yeah, this is another truth about the life, that one day we are all going to meet that. So that is called death. So when death happens, we have to leave everything behind. All what you have earned in your life, all the fixed deposits, all the properties, mobile, immobile, everything have to be left behind. All your family members, you have to leave behind, whether you like it or not. And you don't know when, where, how it happens. When death comes, it comes and takes away everything. And you have no excuse. It is said we are engaged in a war that cannot be conquered at all. So, yuddhang atti, jayo natti, sabbe machu parayana. There is a war that all of us are engaged in, and we can't conquer this war. There are a lot of things in this world, we can change. We could change, maybe giving some bribes. There are a lot of things that people know how to change. But this guy called Death or Mara, he never takes bribes. He's called Lanchagahona Vijyati. He would never take bribes. If you are going to die, can you please borrow some time for me? And I would like to, because I have an exam coming up, or I have a promotion next month, and so my son's birthday, and so many things you could say, but no excuse. When it comes, the Mara will take away, no excuse. So yuddhangati jayonati. War is there, you can conquer, unconquerable war that we, all of us, are engaged. And then there is a Mara, a person who does not take bribe, just like anyone else. He does not take bribe. That is the problem. So we can change. Then what should we do? Should we worry or cry all the time, feel sad, feel down, feel pessimistic? Oh, life is so full of suffering. Life is so full of glorious uncertainties. We don't know when, where, what is going to happen to us. Death can happen, sickness can happen, and then old age, we will grow old, and then we will also be associated with unpleasant ones, that is also suffering. Sometimes we will also be associated with pleasant one, and they will leave away, they will go away, they will depart, and then we will also suffer. Many things can be there in life just like that. So how do we do? How do we cope up with such situations? That is the question that we need to ask, right? Yeah. So maybe let us discuss about that later on. So I want to actually share with you two kinds of meditations in Buddhism. We call Asubha Bhavana and Marananusati Bhavana. I hope this will be more helpful to us. So Asubha Bhavana means we do have in our body, there are certain things in our body, lot of things in our body, our own body. We have hair, I don't have it. We have skin, we have teeth, we have many things in our body. So we have to reflect on them. We have to look into them. Look in a different lens, actually. That will be really helpful. You know that you are going to grow old, you are going to get sick. This is okay. You You know this, and you will be stronger inside so that you don't suffer. You don't worry. Even if you grow old, you don't worry then when you know the reality side of it. You will be stronger within and you will be able to see the reality. That is the good point here that we need to learn. So they are called actually four protective meditations. They are called Buddhanusati, Mettanusati, Asubhanusati, and Marananusati. Buddhanusati means contemplation of the Buddha. So you think on the Buddha, contemplate on the Buddha, and contemplate on loving kindness, and contemplate on foulness of the body. That is the Asubhanusati, foulness of the body. I know it is a little bit scary to talk about, but it can be helpful. And then the other one is Marananusati, contemplation on death. That again is a topic that many people don't like to talk about. So when it comes only, you know how important if we had some understanding deep down, how important it is to know about that in advance so that you can prepare for it better without worrying. That is the idea of learning. Foulness of the body, when you grow old, when you decay, you don't worry. You can actually mature in your life as a good person, as a balanced person. So, in contemplation on the unattractive nature of the body itself is a meditation. This meditation can be practiced by people who have some temperament. So some of these meditations are actually helpful for some people who are overwhelmed with lustful nature. Like you have some temptations that you really can control. So for them, it is very important to think of the unattractive nature of our own body. Recollection of 32 loathsome parts of the body. There are 32 parts of the body, so we can think of them. That is called mindfulness of repulsiveness of the body as well. And this is called mindfulness, a particular manasikara, we call. This again is a really, really helpful one. Sometimes in meditation also, you feel like bored. And so let's say like you focus on anapanasati or breath, and then you find that doesn't really work that particular day. Maybe you can go back to this meditation. That will make you a little bit awake, little bit sharp and alert. Your own body, you close your eyes, you actually can see, you can focus on it. That is why it is so important. Um, So, one of the 6 techniques to be practiced under the contemplation of the Kaya Anupassana or contemplation on body is this Asubha Anusati as well. This is another Anusati Bhavana, contemplation on the body. It is really good actually. Like many people, they look at our body, look at your own body, like with the open eyes. But here there is another technique to look at your own body with closed eyes. Yeah, that's another way to look at your body, look at yourself. And this is actually very, very interesting. Like you can close your eyes and look into yourself. So this is also called vipassana. So in vipassana, we actually see, but this scene is something different. We mostly see outside. When we open our eyes, we see outside, right? When here we close our eyes and then we look into ourselves. This is the thing. So I remember when I became a monk, when I was little Samanera, I was that time just 11 years old, and that time I was given a few of my hair that was shaven, and I took it to my hand, and then I was asked to recite Kesa, 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 Kesa. That is the meditation. Kesa means hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is the meditation. So there are these meditations we can actually practice. This suitable meditation object in both concentration and insight meditation. This is a very good one. These 32 parts of the body. And also, it's a really a powerful meditation, very popular meditation technique in Theravada Buddhism. Sometimes you can try. When you cut your nails, you can take it nails, nails. When you cut your beard, you can also think of it. Now, let's say like you have hair, right? So when you have hair, you really dearly call it, this is my hair, right? My hair. You have a lot of styles when you have the hair, especially when you are a young person. You make so many styles, and then the hair falls down, and then you don't want to call it yourself, right? You don't want to keep it. You want to get rid of it, and that is again another nature here. Um, so this meditation can be a powerful antidote to sensual desire and lust. That lot of temptations are there in this world today, and this meditation or asubhanusati or contemplation on the unattractive nature of the body can be a really powerful antidote to cope up with such temptations. So, sensual desire is the craving for pleasant, visible objects. Through the eye, we see things. And when we see a pleasant thing, we can have sensual desire. And then sounds through the eye, and pleasant smells through the nose, and pleasant taste through the tongue, and pleasant tangible objects through the body. And this also is a way of happening. These are the doors that we experience these sensations, and these cravings can happen to us. So the object of sensual desire may be from a current or past experience. Even when you are in the jungle, deep inside the jungle, it happened to the Buddha also. He was just about to be actually enlightened. He was deep inside. He was practicing under a tree, closed his eyes. He didn't have anyone around. He was closing his eyes, and then suddenly temptation came to him. A very powerful temptation came to him. It is said the three daughters of the Mara. Three daughters of the Mara, actually, they are visually portrayed like three beautiful ladies coming to him and like dancing, trying to kind of entice him, entertain him, but he was not interested. It's actually the inside temptation. The three daughters of the Maras are none other than different forms of desires. They are called tanha, craving, rati, the lust, and raga, or again the lust. So desire, attachment, temptations, all these things were coming to him very, very strongly. He was just about to, attain nibbana, attain enlightenment. Even then, it could happen. Sometimes it could happen. When you are in meditation, also these powerful emotions can happen to us. So, so it could be related to a current or past experience. Then suddenly these temptations can happen to us. So the 32 parts of the body, it is said head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, tendons, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs, intestines, mesentery, stomach feces, brain, bile, phlegm, blood, pus, sweat, fat, tears, skin oil, saliva, mucus, fluid in the joints, and urine. So these are 32 parts of the body. We all have it. We are carrying it everywhere. Wherever we go, we carry it. So the first 22 parts of the body belong to the group consisting of mainly earth element. Like when we say hair is earth element, that is solid. And teeth is also solid. And bones are also solid. So there are some belong into Pathavi Dhatu, or we call element of solidity. The other remaining group, mainly consisting of water element, fluid, like sweat and blood and all these things. This fluid element, we call it apodhatu. And so repeating the 32 body parts verbally is one way of practicing. There are 7 ways to practice on this meditation. One is repeating the 37 parts of the body. In Pali, actually, I remembered in Pali, so it was easier for me. Kesa, Loma, Nakha, Danta, Tacho, Mansang, Naharu, Attiminja, Wakang, Hadayang, Yakanang, Kilomakang, Pihakang, Papasang, Antang, Antakunang, Udariyang, Karisang, Pittang, Semhang, Pubbo, Lohitang, Sedo, Medo, Assu, Vasa, Kedo, Singhanika, Lasika, Muttang, Mathake, Mathalunganti. So when I close my eyes, I read it and I can see that. I can reflect on these things. One of them is actually repeating these bodily parts. And then you can also repeat only some parts, like repeating or just mentally thinking. Don't have to repeat, just mentally think. There are some people actually verbally read even out loud. I have seen some monks, they would read when they are going out, and they could read it sitting on a different backyard or under a tree in the forest. They could do it. So repeating the body parts, 32 body parts, verbally or mentally. And also contemplating on the body parts according to their color, right? You can think when you think of hair, like different countries have different colors, right? So you can think of it, different people have different hair colors. So your own hair, you can think of your own hair color. And maybe some parts of the hair is black, some part is white, or, you can think of the color and the bone and the skin and many parts of your body. You can contemplate on that. That is one way of contemplating. And then contemplating on the body parts according to their shape, like the shape of these 32 body parts are also things that you can contemplate. And then contemplating on the body parts according to directionally. For example, you have your navel from this is the point, central point, and above the navel point, you have some body parts. This way also you can think. If you don't remember all of them, you don't have to. So you can think, okay, all the body parts, internal and external body organs above the navel, and then below the navel, internal and external body parts below the navel. That way also we can body scan and contemplate. That's another way. And then spatially, like here and there, you don't remember all of them. You don't also need to like focus. You can think just body scan, and you can contemplate on internal and external body parts, body organs. Then contemplating on the position and dissimilarity between the body. So like the hair and the tooth and skin and nails and joints, all these things you can also compare, and they are very different. These are the 7 methods that we practice this meditation. Okay, so 32 parts of the body can also be grouped into 6. 20 body parts, as I said, are of solidity, so they are solid. They can be grouped into 4 or 5, and 12 parts of liquidity again can be grouped into 2 of 6. So group 1 is head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Okay, head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Okay, do you remember now? So in Pali, we actually learned it like kesa, loma, nakha, danta, tacho. Even 5. Those 5 things you remember and you contemplate on those body parts. That is group 1. These are 6 groups again. And then group 2, flesh, tendons, bone marrow, kidneys. And then group 3, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs. And then group 4, intestine, mesentery, stomach, feces, brain. And then group 5, bile, phlegm, blood, pus, sweat and fat. And group 6, tears, skin oil, saliva, mucus, fluid in the joints, and urine. These are the, again, categorized 32 parts of the body, categorized into 6 groups. Out of them, you can practice on one, maybe you can slowly keep practicing on the other parts of the bodies too. So when you reflect on the first group of 5 body parts, both forward and backward, while visualizing in your own mind, you can like kesa, loma, nakha, danta, tacho, danta, nakha, loma, kesa. So that way you go back and forth. And so in English, like head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, teeth, nails, body hair, head hair. So you can go back and forth practicing. That is a way of practicing visualizing. This could also be continued in a similar way with the other 3 groups of solid parts, followed by the 2 groups of liquidity. Same way, you can reflect on these parts back and forth, forward and backward. You can contemplate and meditate. So, interesting meditation. And then what happens? When you do that, you continue to focus on those things, you will be able to overcome the feeling of lust and also attachment. So if someone has this kind of temperament, this is a really good meditation to practice. Remember, there are in Buddhism we have actually 6 temperaments. There are some people who are very, very smart, like very intellectual, high IQ level. For them, also this is a good one. And there are other element meditations too. This is also a good one for them. And then there are some people who are very, very spiritual, very pious, very devotional kind of people. For them, there are some different meditation techniques in Buddhism. There are some people who are very angry type, right? Angry type, aggressive, easily lose temper. For them also we have some other meditation, like metta meditation. Loving kindness is the antidote for angry type people. So it's really, really good when you practice these things. You don't really see like that attachment or feeling of lust. And also you are not developing a feeling of aversion. You don't feel angry with others when you think of, oh, this is the body. So everyone's body is like this. Although we have different shapes, different heights, different colors, right? These 32 body parts are the same everyone's. Everyone has this. So it is really, really important to think of yourself. You think of yourself, and then you can feel like, oh, these are the 32 body parts that I have. You have it, but you don't. If you don't contemplate on them, it doesn't make much powerful impact. So it is also very important to fight with your mental hindrance like aversion. So practicing this meditation is one of the 10 recollections out of the 40 meditation objects. As I mentioned, in Buddhism, many lists are there. Okay, Buddhism is, I think recently we had a discussion also. Buddhism is so full of lists, many lists. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 7s, 8s, 9s, many lists are there. So this is another one. So in meditation, also we have 40 meditation techniques, and these 40 meditation techniques can be applied to you according to your temperament. Okay, you have to figure out which temperament is with you. Right. So the other meditation, okay, do you have any question about this meditation? It's an interesting question too, right?
Bhante, I don't know if it's a question. It's just I remember a few years ago when a teacher read the 32 body parts, and I felt such aversion, and it was something that after practicing it's just a body, but I used to get so attached to, oh, this is whatever body part, oh, this is disgusting, it's not me. But then it sort of evolved to, yeah, it's me, but it's everyone. But and it is changing. So that's sort of, I don't know if is that helpful experiencing or maybe not? I never asked anybody.
So this meditation should not be practiced. Maybe you need to consult a teacher. Also, you need to consult maybe your own temperament. You need to think of your own temperament. This is not necessarily to be practiced by everyone all the time. Maybe from time to time, depending on the situation, this meditation can be practiced and also can be very helpful. Yeah, one thing is like for some, if you practice this one, you feel like scary or you feel like disgusting. So we also have to be careful, like not to go to that extreme that you feel you start to hate your own body and, and others. It is not also the idea to know that the reality does not mean that you go to such extremes. It is really important to think that eventually you need to see this is just a body, not a being. That is the final idea. This is just a body, not a being. And that way you will also be able to cope up with your aversion or your lustful temptations. Also, it should give you an idea um, coupled with the other meditation techniques um, metta bhavana, like this is my body, so why should I have such an ego? Okay, this is my body. We have this kind of 32 body parts in our meditation, and then why should we fight with others, or why should we be angry with others? So thinking that you need to balance in your life in many ways. Actually, this can be really a powerful practice if we know this. And you also don't want to go to that extreme, like, oh, this is all like this, or what is the point, like that. Just like you have the eyes to see, right? So I have eyes to see, and then I see because of the eyes, and then when I see through the eyes, I make some bad karma. And so should we think like what is the point in having eyes, or we should blind ourselves? Or just like the accidents are happening on the road, so does that mean we should never drive? We should drive, but we have to be more careful, right? That is the idea. We have the eyes, but we have to be more careful. We have to be more mindful and alert. That is the idea. So also by practicing these things, we should not allow us to generate greed, hatred, or delusion. That is again the idea. It will be actually minimized, greatly minimized when you practice this meditation. It will be really helpful. Plus, if you also practice like metta or something, that can also be spread to everyone. Because you see, like we try to categorize people, like, okay, let's say like Asians or Americans or Europeans or black people or white people or and then different races, different cultures, different religions. Look at them, and if you put them all in one category, 32 body parts, right? So in that way, actually, we can see like we should not. Why do we fight? Why do we categorize? We are actually all same. We all have the same 32 body parts. So that there are a lot of benefits when we think of this meditation. Okay. Yeah, somebody asked a question actually here. Bhante, can one progress to other stages like jhana, etc., with this meditation with 32 body parts, 32. This meditation can be very helpful to actually go to even beyond jhanas, because you think of the reality, you think of the impermanence, and also you see the suffering, and you can also see there is nothing permanent, there is nothing that you can see something concrete in it. You see the body, but you don't see any being. In my hair, in my teeth, in my nail, in my skin, do you see something? Anything? My, I, me, myself? You don't see that. When you deeply analyze and categorize, you don't see it anymore. That is the other thing that we need to learn through this meditation. Yeah, sometimes like if you feel something, when something happens, maybe practicing this can help you recover. Like, why should we be sad, or why should we overly worry about this? This is just a body, and this is the 32 body parts, and this is the nature, and everyone is subject to undergo change, decay, impermanence. So no need to worry too much. Actually, you can be happy forever in that way. Even when you are old, even when you are sick, you still can be stronger inside by practicing this meditation. Okay, so there is another meditation called recollection of death, and this is again called a protective meditation. Another, so it is helpful for laziness. When people get like laid back and sloth and torpor, laziness comes, lethargy, lack of motivation. Uh, this is a good meditation for anyone to practice. Sometimes, like meditation, is a very, very difficult one, like sitting in one place and closing your eyes and contemplating on breath or one thing. It's not easy. It is so challenging. So sometimes it works really, really nice. Sometimes it doesn't work really nicely. It happens. And then that time, Marananusati Bhavana can be very powerful meditation. Again, what is Marananusati? Death is another. This is like a supplementary meditation to help another major meditation. So it is a powerful antidote to laziness, lethargy, and lack of motivation. And this also creates a sense of heedlessness, sense of heedfulness, and also sense of urgency. Also, it is motivation and energy, because when we know that we are not going to live forever, so we have to think. You have to really organize yourself. You have to make things like faster. Let's say, like, just an assumption, like, I am going to die in 7 days. Okay, I have a certificate from the Mara. I am going to die in 7 days. I got an email. So then, what should I do? Do I start to build some building, or planning to have another property or something? Or I should shortlist my priorities, right? Really, really, what should I do? Like, maybe a cancer patient, whose his destination is almost guaranteed. You will live this many days only, and for such people, they have very limited, but they have to categorize, right? we had to bottleneck which one, what should be my priority list? What should I do now? Yeah, so this meditation, recollection of death, can be a really powerful way to improve, boost ourselves. There are 8 different ways to practice this meditation, according to Visuddhimagga, path of purification. Okay, so as having the appearance of a murderer who is keeping a sword to the neck to cut off the head at any moment. Just like, okay, there is someone who is keeping his sword right onto my neck. So what should I do? I have to be really careful. If I make any single mistake, I would be gone. So I had to be really mindful and I had to be really alert. That is one way of thinking. And then also, as the ruin of success, ruining all the success in life. So um, we have to think like, this is another way to, if I don't work hard or if I don't make some effort, if I don't determine myself, if I keep lazy, then every success will be gone. And by comparing oneself to others in 7 ways, with those of great fame, with those of great merit, with those of great strength, with those of great supernormal powers, and with those of great understanding, and with private Buddhas like Pacceka Buddhas and fully enlightened Buddhas. So, by comparing oneself to these 7 ways, also um, you can boost your energy. And then as to sharing the body with many, including the worms and other creatures inside the body and also outside. Inside the body, millions of microorganisms inside the body too, right? They always keep eating us inside. And then outside there are other predators. Like if we go to a forest or something, there are a lot of other jungle animals. There are many predators that are waiting um, to finish us. So in that case, also we have to be really careful. This is another way to see like how that can happen to us externally or internally. There are so many ways that happen. And as to the frailty of life, bound up with breathing, postures, cold, heat, primary elements, and nutriment, whose imbalance can cause also termination of life. So, because of these things, um, anything can happen to us. Breathing, if we stop breathing, we are gone, right? And if something happened due to cold, or we see now during the pandemic, it was mainly because of the cold or something. People have died a lot, and it could happen due to heat. Our body, slight difference of the temperature can cause our death. It should be really carefully balanced. If it is little bit warmer, we will get fever. If it is little bit colder, then we will get many other sneezing, coughing, and so many other diseases. See this, and also the nutriment, like the food we eat, can cause our death too. Sometimes a lot of people have like diabetics or cholesterol, and all these things are mostly due to the food that we take. So again, it's really interesting. And death is not giving any sign. It doesn't give any sign. This is signless. And with no signs for lifespan, illnesses, when and where one will die, where the body will be laid down, where one will be reborn, we don't know. No sign, no sign of these things. And as to the limitedness of the external extent of life, and there is very limited extent to our life too. So we can see as to the shortness of the moment to moment life. Actually, even now, I am dying and born many, many times. My cells are born and dying, appear and disappear many, many times. This is the truth. Every single cell of my body is every moment, every microsecond, born and dying. That is the nature. And just like when we breathe in and breathe out, when we wink our eyes, open and close, all these things happen. We see the change. We need to see those things through this thing. Yeah. So internally, when we practice these things, we can also say the death does not necessarily happen at the end of the life, but it happens all the time. Every night we sleep, it is like a death, temporary death. We don't know what happened. The night time, like 5, 6 hours or 8 hours we sleep. Do you remember anything? Most we don't. What happened? Who came? We don't know. We have no idea. It is like a temporary death to us. So it's a constant reminder that that life is so full of glorious uncertainties. And every morning we wake up, we see the sunrise and then sunset, and the flowers blossom and the flowers fade, right? And then we breathe in and breathe out. We wink, our eyes open, our close, and these are constant reminders to us. And in our body also, we have this thing. It is said in Buddhism there are 4 ways of dying. One is ayukkaya marana, like we all have a lifespan. Everyone, we have a lifespan. So let's say 100 years. So with that lifespan, wherever you live, even if you are living in the best of the country, with all the facilities, surrounded by all the doctors, still you die, right? It doesn't matter. So this is ayukkaya. And then kammakaya means you will die when your karmic force ends. Even if you have a lifespan, but your karmic force ends, then you can survive. The body cannot survive. And then if any of them is gone, or both of them is gone, then also life ends. And suddenly, sometimes very young, beautiful children, they die too, suddenly, or due to some accident, anything. With that also people die. Those are the 4 ways that death happens to us. So it is said just like the lamp, oil lamp. Have you seen the oil lamps? So in the oil lamp you have oil, and then you have a wick, right? So what happens when the wick is over? The lamp will be gone, right? And even if the oil is there, lamp will be gone, no wick. And then what happens? Even if the wick is there, if no oil, then also the lamp will go on. And if both of them over, then also the lamp will go on. And then suddenly a wind comes, and then also, even if the wick and the oil is there, still the lamp will be gone, just like our life. So these are again constant reminders to us. So when you actually offer a lamp to the Buddha, this is a powerful meditation. When you offer a flower to the Buddha, also it is a powerful meditation. just as the flower does decay, so is my life. Our life can also just end like that. So in recollection of death, remembering a dead body, one has seen and been mindful of one's own mortality. The following can be reflected upon. My body is also of a nature to die. Indeed, it will also die just like this one. It cannot avoid becoming like this. So we cannot change that. This may be just like a formula, like may I be well, happy, healthy. This one also can be reflected upon. That way you can practice Marananusati. Yes. Okay, so it is very important that one has the guidance, support, and supervision when you practice this. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. And you need an experienced, qualified meditator, and also as a mentor, especially during the early stages of meditation, you probably need some guidance. So. Don't do that intensely. But it will be still helpful if you do it like moderately. If you want to do it like intensely, you can practice with the guidance, with the help of other senior meditation teachers. I have seen like in Sri Lanka, when some people die, they offer their body to monks, so the monks see the body decomposing of the body, like in Satipatthana Sutta. So the monks know every stage of the decomposition of the body. So they know when it is like bloated and change of the color and all these things. They just keep gazing at this, and they practice meditation. Again, these are powerful meditations, and serious practitioners can do that, not like simple other people. They can do such things. Yeah, several unexpected situations can negatively actually affect otherwise. Yeah. So similarly, recollection of a neutral person can also lead to indifference and detachment. So, like if you think of the death of other person that you are not so much connected to, then it doesn't also make much sense to you. So you are actually trying to counter attack your laziness, and then thinking of someone who is not so connected to you doesn't make sense too. So this is another one. So it doesn't make any sense of urgency or effort in you. Okay, by recollection of one's own inevitable death, maybe can also create uh, some anxiety. So that is why the meditation, Marananusati, is very good, but also you have to do it with proper guidance and attention. So Bhante Jnanatilokas, the Buddha's Path to Deliverance is a good book, and Venerable Somas, The Way of Mindfulness, is another book. Acharya Buddharakkhita's The Philosophy and Practice of Universal Love is another small book. The Path of Purification by Venerable Buddhaghosa. And Venerable Pa Sayadaw. There's another book called Knowing and Seeing. These are some of the references that we can recommend for these meditations, both these meditations. Okay. So this is about the impermanence uh, of Buddhism as it is mentioned. So then what should we do? How should we cope up with such situations? We also know that the life is not permanent, and we cannot live forever, and also sickness and all these things happen. But then also, should we be like negative, or should we be pessimistic about life? I want to come back to the previous question. No, right? Yeah. So we should see the reality. The realistic side can be very helpful, but it does not keep you down. It should not make you like feel sad, or like no. You should know. Okay, it is okay. It is okay. This is the nature, right? When someone who is really really close to you passes away, now this can be very helpful. So you don't really panic. Yeah, it's okay. It is the nature. I know I really love my kid or love my near and dear one, but that is the nature. So when the Buddha passes away, okay, so many monks and nuns and other lay people, they started crying. The Buddha passed away. But the Arahanta monks, they never cried. Why didn't they cry? Because they knew the Dharma. They knew the nature of this world. So the Buddha himself was not exclusive. He was also inclusive into this theory of karma and the theory of Dhamma. This is Dhamma Niyamata. In Dhamma Niyamata Sutta also, we talk about this impermanence. So the idea here is to know how important it is to think of the impermanent. And then when we think of that, we don't overly possess things. We don't really hate other people, and also we don't do many wrong things in our life. So our view, our right view, can also be consolidated, intensive, and strengthened through this practice. So attachment can be less, desires can be minimized, and also it gives a really powerful internal strength, inner strength to all of us to maintain our inner peace and hopefully happy life. Even at the time of death, they can be peaceful. They can die peacefully because we know we don't panic when we know that reality. One day, all these four elements will be added to the internal four elements will be added to the external four elements, right? The earth element will be added to the earth element, and then the water element will be added to the water element, the fire element will be added to the fire element, and the air element will be added to the air element. That is what happens one day. In Dhammapada, the Buddha says, Ayu usmacha viññānaṁ yada kāyaṁ jahantimam apaviddo tada seti nirathangva kalingana. Our body now has several things. That is why I survive, I live, I talk. I can move just because of that. One, I have life. Okay. Two, usma. Usma means temperature. My temperature is a really, really important thing. Temperature slightly change, I become sick. And then viññāna, the consciousness. Ayu, usma, viññāna. So these three things, if one day leaves the body, the body will fall flat, just like a, dry stick. That is the teaching here in Dhammapada. All right, so I think with that we can conclude the Dhamma talk. It
It
is
usually starts at 8:30. I think,
Yeah.
of course.
Thank you.
all right. So we conclude today's Dhamma sermon, and I actually wish if we could also have some meditation, but maybe just a couple of minutes or so we will focus on the goodness, the positive things that we learn today by learning this wonderful teaching of this protective meditation. Actually, they can protect us from many defilements in our samsara. So by practicing this, by learning about this, may we all be able to live our life with more understanding, with more reality, with more deep insight into ourselves and to others. May we be able to live our life peacefully, comfortably, with good health, and may we always be able to enhance our right view, see the reality, see things as they truly are, so that we can come closer, inch closer to the elimination, abandonment of all defilements. In this way, I would like to invoke blessings upon all of you. May you all be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever you are. May the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you all. May all your family, friends, relatives, teachers, elders also be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem. May all of us be able to live our life peacefully, comfortably, and with close understanding of the Dhamma, and with close sangha, close proximity to the sangha, and these wonderful friends that you are working with, that you are walking with. May all of us be able to walk our life in the samsara as much as we can, with less miseries, with less suffering. May all of us be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, the absolute peace and happiness at the end of samsara. Thinking thus, please keep your palms together close to your heart, and let us share the merit by saying sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With this, we conclude today's evening Dhamma discussion. May you all be well, happy, healthy. Healthy,